Welcome to Electrified. It's your host, Dylan Loomis. So let's start off with the trending news for today. So everybody is talking about the Tesla Semi possibly going into production soon, but before we even get into this, we need to remember that the Semi was unveiled in 2017 and pretty much ever since then it has been going into production soon. So let's always just tread cautiously, but getting right into it, this article is really made up of one line. So going right to it, sources familiar with the matter told Electric that the drive axle production line is ready and the general assembly line is going through its final debugging before starting production. But let's zoom out and take a look at the bigger picture. So these trucks are supposed to have a 300 and 500 mile range with options, and we're looking at about $150,000 and $180,000 respectively for the Tesla Semi. These are the only numbers that we really have to go off of. And then back in March, Electric exclusively reported that Tesla was building a production line for the Semi at a new building near Giga, Nevada to produce 5 Tesla semi-electric trucks per week by the end of this year, 2021. And we know that Tesla does have at least a few of the actual Tesla Semi prototypes out and on the roads in testing to date. But here's part of why I want to make sure we're all tempering our expectations here with this one little blurb from an unknown source. So Elon said last summer that it was time to basically get into full production for the Semi. This article is from June 2020. In an email that Electric obtained from Elon, he said, "It's time to go all out and bring the Tesla Semi to volume production. It's been limited production so far, which has allowed us to improve many aspects of the design." And then Elon said production of the battery and powertrain would take place at Giga, Nevada, with most of the other work probably occurring in other states. So was he talking about Giga Austin? Was he talking about other states that we don't even know about? Was he talking about the new building next to Giga, Nevada, and plans just changed a little bit and they happened to find a different building that might work better for them? We don't really know for sure, and so much of the talk around the Tesla Semi is just pure speculation and going off these little news blurbs, these little email excerpts over the last 4 years, ever since the actual event where the Tesla Semi was announced. And then in March of this year, it was reported that Tesla was still planning for volume production of the Tesla Semi at Giga Austin once it's able to ramp up battery cell production there. But this line right here, once it's able to ramp up battery cell production, any signal of actual production of the Tesla Semi means that Tesla is confident with the 4680 status and that production ramp. Because look, we have the Cybertruck, we have the Semi, we have the Model Y ramp. So Tesla really needs these 4680 cells to be up and running. And as far as we know right now, the only place where Tesla is producing these 4680 cells with any sort of volume is Cato Road. And Tesla reportedly has thousands of pre-orders for the Tesla Semi. We have Pride Group Enterprises who placed a reservation for 150 semis with the option to buy 350 more. And then we had Walmart, which had a 3-digit order as well. And Tesla was originally asking buyers for a $5,000 per truck deposit, but they later increased it to $20,000 for the base version and then $200,000 for the Founder Series edition. And then of course we have Pepsi and Anheuser-Busch, and Pepsi was expecting 15 Tesla Semis to be delivered by the end of this year. So maybe Tesla will actually be able to hit that expectation that was announced some months ago. And in May earlier this year, we learned that Tesla was working on getting its first ever mega charger installed at a Frito-Lay delivery center. And the report said that the stations will be able to serve up to 100 Tesla Semis, and 15 of those vehicles, as mentioned, should arrive later in 2021. And of course, the Mega Charger would be the new model that is built specifically for the Semi. So yes, overall, it's great news that the drive axle production line is seemingly ready and the GA line is going through final debugging right before starting production. But we have heard things like this even directly from Elon that it's time to go into volume production. That was a year ago. So let's just wait and see what happens. But I want to hear from you guys. If you had to guess, how many Tesla Semis will they deliver by the end of this year? Let me know your best guess below. A quick anecdote here from China Rider on the charging situation in China with regard to non-Tesla chargers. These public chargers are seeing more traffic from Uber-style delivery companies that have been forced to electrify. The charging etiquette gets worse and worse. This even further elevates the luxury feel of Tesla superchargers. And the luxury feel is what the Chinese customers want in every price category. And so while this is just a simple anecdote, I think it paints a really good picture of the overall situation globally, not just in China. So nobody really talks about Tesla Grohmann in that facility anymore. I did a deep dive video on it a while back. I will link it it above if you want to go ahead and check that out if you're not familiar. But basically, this is the place that builds the machine that makes the machine. So they make a lot of the equipment for Tesla to use at its other factories. But it's been undergoing a massive expansion over the past few months, and somebody shared a quick video, so I'm just gonna let you guys watch a clip of that. So this is one of those stories that gets very little attention and is honestly so crucial to what Tesla has going on and all of its vertical integration and the ability to produce and manufacture at scale. So it's good to see that this expansion is seemingly going well and is nearing completion. Quick reminder that the talk with Elon, Jack Dorsey, and Cathie Wood is scheduled for Wednesday, tomorrow at noon p.m. Eastern time. And Nick Carter said that there would be live video footage of the event that should be uploaded sometime tomorrow. We are hoping so. Keep an eye out for that if you're interested in hearing. A Tesla owner in China shared this really impressive video of a standard range Model 3 because, as you can see, the rear wheels are producing most of the power, going through a pretty decent amount of water and flooding in the area, handling it like a champ. Now, we don't know if this caused any damage or anything to the car after the fact, but even once it gets out of the water, it seemed to be still working and moving. So pretty impressive. And then you think about what the Cybertruck will be able to do. Definitely exciting to see all of those pretty crazy videos. And if you're interested in the robotaxi race outside of what Tesla is doing, there was a really good article from the Financial Times actually. It was very balanced and very informative, but it was one of those longer ones where it's better to just read it than have me like pick out some random parts of the article. So I've linked it below for your reading pleasure if you want to learn more about the latest and what's going on with some of these other companies. A quick weird note on Piedmont Lithium that is supposed to be supplying Tesla sometime around 2023 with some production coming in North Carolina. So Piedmont last autumn signed a deal to supply Tesla with lithium sourced from its deposits in North Carolina, but it has not yet applied for a state mining permit or a necessary zoning variance in Gaston County, just west of Charlotte, despite telling investors that since 2018, it was on the verge of doing so. So of course, some of the zoning board of commissioners are upset, and one said, why in the world would they make this deal with Tesla before they even have approval for the mine? And then Piedmont CEO chimed back saying, we finally have a project to debut and really talk about. Maybe it would have been better had the commissioners not been in the loop constantly. We didn't really have the time or the resources to do it, and we didn't even know what to tell them until now. But this mine is supposed to be making enough lithium for around 3 million electric vehicles. As mentioned, production was supposed to start in 2022 from this new mine. And the company said some of the delays were due in part to weak lithium prices in recent years. Now, not that that's a reason to lead people on for 3 years about getting these permits, which they never actually got, but the price of lithium absolutely is a factor for these mining companies to either go forward with their plans or not, because their business model is entirely dependent upon the prices of lithium. And the economics definitely change when the price fluctuates significantly, so it's definitely a factor. But Piedmont has been canceling meetings and doing other things, saying that it had to further refine its plans. And one of the locals on the zoning board said this has been the worst rollout of a project from a company I've ever seen. But as mentioned, this deal is supposed to supply Tesla with 53,000 tons of spodumene concentrate, and it's supposed to be sent to Giga Austin sometime between July 2022 and July 2023. And Piedmont mentioned that Tesla was not needing supply until 2023, so nothing to worry about here. I just thought it was an interesting story and something to watch over the next 12 to 24 months. And a quick note on Velodyne, they are losing its CEO amid some internal chaos. Velodyne is one of the leading manufacturers of these LiDAR sensors, and this news comes as the sensor company has been embroiled in a bitter war between its founder David Hall and the company's board of directors. So David Hall, the founder, has been going to war with a SPAC that actually acquired his company, whom David was blaming for Velodyne's poor financial performance. But of course, there are two sides to every story, and the board is saying that there has been an investigation into inappropriate behavior by both of the Halls, David and his wife, who was also on the board of directors, as justification for their removal. So I've linked both of these articles below if you want to read further on this one. But that's all for today, so I will send you guys off with a clip from Hallmark's catalog with a video of the FSD Beta 9. But but please take a second to like the video if you did. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and a major thank you to all of my patron supporters at the outro.